Hey, what's up everybody? This Chili Sports Cards coming at you again. This video is going to be about card grading. You're going to have different options if you decide you want to either buy cards that are already graded, or if you want to send in cards to get graded. There's several different companies out there. I don't know exactly how many. I'm guessing more than definitely a few, but what I will tell you about the card grading world is that in this world, there's three major companies that are credible, that people take seriously. And if you're going to send in a card to get graded, you want to use one of these top three companies, the ones that I'm going to show you. And then anybody else you're going to want to stay away from. So the examples right here and here and here are all good. Okay, this card company that graded this card is called SGC. And this one is PSA. Out of the top three, personally, this is the one that I would stay away from right now until they get all their stuff cleaned up and figured out. And then you have Beckett right here. And these ones right here on the side are examples of ones you don't want to use to get graded. They might not even be in business anymore. This says GMA and WCG. I actually purchased these cards just to make this video, because I would never buy this card to just keep or add to my collection. I didn't have one of these, so I thought it was okay. I spent a couple dollars on it. I'm gonna probably crack the case and just put it in a top loader and keep it that way, because in this case it's literally, it's worth, its value in this case is less because of this case. It's a grading company that nobody cares to buy, whether they're just not credible, if they give out too many Gem Mint 10s, cards that you can tell if you really examine them close up. The case is already kind of messed up and ugly, so it's hard to see the card itself in there. But actually the corners look pretty good on it. On the back, I mean, I don't know if you can see that corner. It's kind of rounded and stuff like that. There's no way that this is a 10 in any other company. It might be a 9, so that's the kind of work that these companies do. They're not credible. Card's kind of loose in there. At least this one's snug and it doesn't move. So yeah, these are the type of card grading companies you want to stay away from. Okay, anything that's not SGC, PSA, or Beckett. And personally, the PSA, I wouldn't say. You can probably buy stuff from them if you really wanted to. I wouldn't spend a lot on it right now. But if you're gonna send in your card to any one of these companies, I strongly recommend right now to send it into SGC. There's no scandal involved with them or any kind of negative vibes. They're the one company out of the three, in my opinion, that is the best one to use for many reasons. For one, I like the case the most. It looks the nicest. For two, I think that their grading criteria and their process and how they do it is probably the most fair and the best. I can tell you that if I broke this case right now on this LeBron James and I sent it to PSA, it would grade a 10. So they're not somebody that just gives out good grades. Okay, a PS or a SGC pristine is something that's really, really hard to come by, and a 9.5 or a 10 Gem Mint is not unattainable if you examine a card with your naked eye, and maybe even like under just a regular kind of magnifying glass, and you really don't see any kind of imperfections with it, or if it looks good. And as long as it's centered decently, it's going to get, a 9, a 9.5. it might do better. I have a card here that I sent in for that actually got a pristine. This is the highest, you know, quality grade that you can have on a SGC. There's the 10 pristine and then the 10 gem mint. I think I have a gem mint right here somewhere. This is a Vlad Guerrero Junior rookie card refractor. That got the 10 gem mint. And this one got just a regular 9. This was a tough grade on these cards. Some of these, like Zion Williamson rookie cards, are selling for like $300. So they came out of that Panini National. So yeah, I sent in a pretty good sized bulk order to SGC, and I got another one that's in the mail right now. I probably won't get back for about a month and a half. So when I get those back, I'll make a video on that and open it up and show you guys what I sent out and how it graded and my feelings about it and stuff like that. I would never send stuff to PSA anymore, just because of the stuff that they have going on with PWCC and the FBI. They're going to be really strict on what they grade right now, and their grades are going to be tough. And if they feel like there's even a slight chance that a card is altered or fake, they're going to send it back to you as ungradable, and they're going to keep your money. So that's the major reasons why I don't want me personally to send anything to them. I don't think that they're going to go anywhere, because I think they're so popular, and a lot of people seem to really like them and to buy them. And for good reason. They've been around for a long time, and just recently have had some major problems. As far as maybe before that, maybe they just weren't getting caught. I'm not too sure. I've been away from the card game for a while. I just recently got back into it for like the last few months. But as somebody that loved it so much as a kid, and somebody that loves it so much now, and seeing the problems that I see in it, it's kind of just like, wow, you know. If there's anything that I can do to reach out to people, to educate people, to inform people about what's going on with things, and my ideas and outlooks and perspectives and opinions, I'm more than willing to talk and share about them, because the hobby means a very good deal to me, you know. I plan on having kids very soon, and there's nothing more than I would hate to see my kids not be able to go to the card shop and buy cards with me, you know. That's something that I plan on sharing with them and passing on what I have to them. So it's just something that's important to me, something that I've always really cared for. And this video is supposed to be about card grading, so I'm going to get back to the subject. So SGC, guys, use them. That's SGC does not sell or give me any money whatsoever, but I'm telling you, they're the best all-around company right now to use. They're very fair. They're resellable. People take them seriously. You can look on eBay for a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle card that's, you know, valued at $20,000-$30,000, and if they can send in a Mickey Mantle rookie card that's old to them to grade, that they're paying a lot of money to get graded because they go by the value of the card, then yeah, you know, you can go. Don't worry about going to SGC. They're a good company. So I would definitely recommend them. And then we'll talk about Beckett. Beckett actually has 3 different types of card grading cases, like I should say. So like this one right here, it's a Kobe Bryant rookie card, graded at 9.5, but see how it has all that blank space? You can pay a little bit less for this, and it won't give you subgrades. Subgrades are like this, where it has different areas of the card where it tells you, basically, it lets you know where the card's maybe, you know, flawed a little bit or not flawed, which is something that I really like that Beckett does. And also something that Beckett does is, inside the card itself, they put them in a little like sealed plastic sleeve before they put them in here, so they're super, like, they're just super secure in here, and they're sealed, you know, to any kind of element as far as air and dirt and stuff like that. So the cases are definitely nicely built. If I put them side by side to SGC, I don't know if you can tell the difference. The Beckett cases are much thicker. They're probably better built, but also you're gonna spend an arm and a leg to send in cards to get graded by these guys. Literally, no joke. I sent in 4 cards and got them graded, and it cost me like $170. Whereas SGC, I could send in, you know, like 15 cards, and it will cost the same. So that's why I say go with these guys, because, you know, they're not trying to rip people off. They're not trying to come up on people. They do good quality work. I think that the case, you know, it's a sports card. It doesn't need to be in a vault. You know what I'm saying? It's secure. It doesn't move. They designed the case very clean looking and nice. Something that I think that SGC could possibly work on as far as what they have to offer to the table would be the subgrades. If, you know, as a customer sending in cards to them, if you wanted to see that, you know, and to maybe see subgrades, I think if they offered that, that would be huge for them. If I was anybody that was involved with SGC as far as internally, that's something that I would be bringing up at meetings. It was like, hey, you know, let's start offering these guys the option to give them a subgrade. If we're gonna grade them, you know, on a point system by the 4 major criteria of surface, the edges, the corners, and the centering, let's let them know where the card's off at, instead of just saying, well, it's a 9.5. Have a nice day. At the end of the day, it is what it is, and that's fine. I don't need to know. But it's nice to know, because like I said, I had sent in a card that got graded by Beckett. It was a 2010 Topps Pro Debut Mike Trout rookie card, and the centering on it was, they gave me a 7.5, and it really didn't look that bad. I have the same kind of card with like a Madison Bumgarner, and I did a video on that on my other channel, and I thought that they did me wrong on that. I think that the grading, you know, as far as the centering was off. I think that it was at least a 8.5 or a 9, but they gave me like a 7.5, and it knocked it down to like an 8. So as far as value goes, I mean, that probably cost me about $300 on that card, and I wasn't too happy about it, especially since I spent really good money to get that card graded by them. So Beckett, yeah, man, they do a good job. But, you know, if you're going to send in a card to get it graded, for the extra money, I just don't think that it's worth it. I think they ask too much money. And I think that they're, a little too tough on their grades too. That's how I feel. That's just my personal, opinion. And Beckett also used to, I don't know if they still do give you this option. It's basically a very cheap version of grading. As far as resale goes on eBay, if you have a card that's in a case this is by Beckett, it says right there, Beckett. They say it's BCCG type of grade. Anybody that has any kind of education on cards and grading and buying cards that are graded like this with this type of case is going to tell you to stay away from these kind of cards. You know, granted, it might actually be a 10, but most often times than not, they're not. There's something wrong with them as far as they're not perfect, okay? I can tell just by looking at this card, see how thin the centering is on compared to the right. It's not even a 10 centering. So, and there's no way, if this was in this type of case up here, that it would get a 10. It might get a 10 for PSA, from PSA, but not from Beckett or from SGC. It would probably get a 9 for SGC and a 9 for Beckett, because it's off-centered. So, yeah, these are okay cards. I mean, you know, I see cards that are 10s that are really nice cards, and they might turn out to be 9s. As long as you're not buying them at 10 prices of this kind, because like a 10 price of, say, I don't know, let's use an example like a 2010 Bowman Platinum Mike Trout rookie card. You know, a 9.5 or a 10 will cost you anywhere from $150 to $200. And if you got that same card in one of these with the 10, you know, don't pay $150, $200 for it. Pay, you know, $90, you know, something like that, because most likely it's not going to be a 10, you know. So the card grading game right now, it's very, very important as far as sports cards go, because of well, the main reason, if you ask me, that why it's so important is because there's a lot of fake cards out there, for one. Somebody needs to be held accountable to make sure that these cards are legitimate, they're authentic, they're not fakes. And there's not enough card grading companies out there. And the top 3 that people like, that have any kind of respect as far as like what they're worth and their resale, you know, is three companies right here. And that's not a lot to choose from, you know. As many sports cards are out there that people have that want to, you know, eventually pay to get graded and stuff like that. 3 is not a lot to choose from. And I think that strongly, in my opinion, that SGC is the strongest, most best all around to go with, as far as what it's going to cost you, how you're going to get treated, and what you're paying for. The other 2, I wouldn't waste my time with, and that's kind of sad, because you know, I think that with it being in such high demand right now, we should have more options, but you know, that's just the way it is, I guess, right now. So what did I want to do? I wanted to show you guys some stuff. I think I'm a little tired. I've made quite a few videos today. I just I wanted to get some stuff on off my chest and talk to you guys about stuff, and explain my situation with my you know, thoughts on the card grading, and give you guys some information and what's going on, and what you guys should do, and what you should buy, and who you should send your cards in to get. And obviously it's all just my opinion. I strongly believe in my opinion and my knowledge. I've been in the card game for a long time. I took a break for a while, but you know, I'm back and stuff. And oh, you know what I wanted to show you guys? I can remember now. I wanted to show you. I'm gonna look for a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle. And then we're going to see what pops up. And then you're going to see some reprints here. That's a PSA graded one. Here's SGC right here. Okay. So this man that has, you know, a card that's that valuable decided that he's going to send his card into SGC. I'll be damned if I ever see a real true 52 Mickey Mantle graded by these guys, or GMA. Okay, it's not gonna happen. Anybody that has such a nice card is gonna be knowledgeable enough to not send their company into one of the top 3. PSA, they've been probably graded for a long time, and they probably got you know, it graded a long time ago. So I don't know how many people are sending their stuff into PSA anymore, but yeah, man, that's a nice card right there, isn't it? I'd love to have that. Anyway, so yeah, I've seen one SGC so far. Here's another one right here. It's graded a 1. Here's another one here, graded a 7. This person right here took their super high valuable Mickey Mantle card and sent it into SGC. So that tells you right there, guys. I mean, like, honestly, like, what else, you know, do you need to understand the fact that SGC is a reputable company? They're gonna take care of you. They're not gonna you know, give you a 10 unless it's earned. They're not gonna screw you over. You're gonna send that card into them. They're gonna grade it. They're gonna give you a fair price. You're not gonna spend as much as you would spend at Beckett or PSA. They charge you a little bit more, and they also, like, PSA requires you to send them in like a certain type of top loader. Like they don't want any kind of top loader like this. Okay, they want these ones, and they want them without the sleeves inside. So I mean, PSAs, I don't even know what to say about them, really. I just know that I won't ever send any of my cards to PSA to get them graded. Pure, plain and simple. It's just never going to happen. As long as SGC is around and they're still in good standings and they're not, you know, under any kind of scandal or investigation and stuff like that, I'm going to send all my cards into SGC. And SGC does not pay me a single penny. I just believe in them as a card grading company. I think that they're the one company that's reasonable, that's good, that's reputable, you know, respected. And, you know, Beckett as a company, they've been in control of like a price guide, you know, for many years. I don't remember when the very first Beckett that came out, sometime in the early 80s or something. But, you know, they kind of lost their marbles to eBay. And their stuff, I mean, like, you have a Beckett, you know, it's still something you can download an app and look at prices of stuff and what they price things at. But what they do is they go by eBay, and they can't make up their own minds about what things sell for and stuff like that, what they think something should be valued at. And I think it's real unfortunate because eBay is worldwide, for one, and as everybody knows, there's a lot of people in the world that aren't exactly the smartest type of people. So, and there's a lot of people that have different kinds of means and money, and you might get some guy that wants to spend, you know, up to, you know, crazy amounts for a certain card. Is that card really worth that kind of money? You know, like, I've seen Mike Trout autographed 2009 rookie cards sell for, like, you know, $3 million, something crazy like that. And at the end of the day, it's even like this card right here. It's an amazing card. I think that this is something that might be worth that. No 2009 Mike Trout card should ever be worth any kind of, like, stupid amount of money like this. At the end of the day, it's a piece of cardboard with some ink on it, and it might be rare, you know, it might be awesome, there might only be a certain amount of them and stuff like that, but it's not going to feed you. It's not going to, you know, nourish your body. It's not going to provide you shelter. The amount of money that it's worth might, but, you know, if you're going to spend this kind of money on a card, you know, you must be doing pretty good. So, I just don't understand how anything, like, you know, that's physical, as far as, like, being a little piece of cardboard that you can look at, this cardboard and ink, how it could be worth so much. Something like this, I can understand because it's old. They made a lot of these cards, and they had extras and so many different sets that they threw in the ocean in New York City back in the 50s. So, yeah, and, you know, our parents and the people that are alive at this time, you know, they used to put these types of things in their bicycle spokes to ride down the street, and they would make funny noises. You know, these cards were, nobody decided that they were going to try to take care of these cards back in these days. So the fact that there's cards like this that are graded like a 7 or 8 that are out there is just an amazing thing. You know, they've been set aside and not moved around very much for the last, you know, 70 years. So it's a pretty amazing thing, and I think something that's that old and it's such a marquee player, you know, maybe that is worth that. But come on, 2009 Bowman Chrome, no, it's, to me, that's just insane. And that's just my thoughts on that. I don't know what you guys think, if you agree with me and stuff or whatever. I'd like to know what you guys think. If you leave me a comment and stuff, we can talk about it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to you know, hearing what people have to say, and if they think I'm full of baloney, or you know, if they have disagreements and stuff like that. Yeah, I like to talk, so feel free to shoot me a comment. Please like and share and all that good stuff with my channel. I'm trying to give you guys some good information, stuff that you know, maybe think outside the box, or teach you something that you maybe not know, you know, that you don't know about, or you know, if there's anything that you guys have as far as questions go, feel free to ask. I was thinking about talking about something else, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I guess I'll figure it out and then make a video about that as well. But for now, yeah, guys, stick with SGC. They're the best thing going right now as far as all around what you're paying for, what you get, the credibility of the company, the resale, and how it holds up. Obviously, you know, people are trusting this company with some very high dollar cards, and they deserve it. You know, they've been the authority for more vintage cards for a long time. Everybody that's, you know, in the hobby, that's been in the hobby, in the game for a long time, knows you can always send your older cards to them and they'll take good care of them. And a lot of times the newer cards, people send them to PSA or to the Beckett, and SGC also does new cards, guys. I mean, you know, I got a LeBron James right here. It's a 2004. You know, it's not like they only do vintage cards, and they can handle you know, the newer cards as well. So I recommend SGC all day long. That's just my take, my opinion, and I hope that everybody decides that they were going to jump on board with me and start using them, and hopefully, like I said, they can step up their game and start doing some subgrades just like Beckett does, because I think that would be a huge thing for them. Hopefully they get so big and they get so much work that they have to hire and train, and maybe put in a different store, you know, somewhere somewhere in the middle of the country on the West Coast or something, you know, give some people some jobs. That'd be a cool thing. I'd be interested. I know that I would like to, you know, go through the training of what they do exactly and how they do it, and I would do it for fun on the side, you know. One of the things that I don't like about SGC and all the companies, because what they do is they take the value of a card and they'll charge you a certain amount of dollar because of the card value. Like that Mickey Mantle card that I was showing you, that's 160,000 ungraded. You know, they probably said that card was worth about 100 grand, and they probably paid a certain percent, or there's a chart, you know, that tells you, okay, well, if something's worth over a certain amount, you're gonna have to pay that much money to get that card graded. And I don't agree with that at all. I believe that, you know, it should cost you more insurance wise to send something in. You know, maybe you wouldn't want to hand deliver a card like that and then sit and wait to them to grade it and then get it right away, then pay a little bit extra that way. But you know, something like, and this is just my opinion, you know, pretend this card right here is a $50,000 card, and this one's a $5 card. Okay, if I'm grading this card and I'm one of the guys that works at SGC, I should handle both of these cards exactly the same. I should take them out and closely set them down, and I should have the same exact process for both cards. And it should take me about the same amount of time to grade both cards. And just because this one's worth $50,000 and this one's worth $5 doesn't mean, because I'm paying for a service, okay? I'm paying SGC to grade these cards. The man that's doing it is doing the exact same thing with both cards, and he's putting them in the same cases, and then they're getting mailed back to the customer. Why should somebody pay more money because the card's worth more? That is not, to me, that's kind of nonsense. So I think that that's something that they should do away with. I understand it's revenue for them, and they've been doing that for so long, and that's just the way that the game is. But you know, I think it's stupid that they charge people extra money for that. It's almost like, and this is just my opinion, okay? Like, I go to a restaurant and I order lobster. I order a lobster dinner, and me and my wife, we have dinner, and it's $200. Versus if, you know, we go somewhere like Applebee's and we order chicken, and, you know, our dinners are like $35 or whatever. Well, the gratuity is like a 15%, right? Is what you pay for a tip. On the $35, it's, you know, I don't know what a 50% of 35 is. It's not much, you know, like $4, $4.50 or something. So I'd probably just, you know, leave 220s and call it a day, you know. But a 15% gratuity on a $200 tab is much higher. You're looking at, you know, $15 or something like that. And why should you, as somebody that's, you know, eating dinner, have to pay more because you want to eat better food? I mean, that makes very little sense to me. Now, if you're a waiter, and you might see it a totally different way. But from my perspective, if I want to eat nicer and eat a nicer meal, and my waiter is doing the exact same thing, serving me something that's $35 as opposed to $100 or $200, why should I have to pay more because I want to eat nicer food? You know what I'm saying? To me, it doesn't make no sense. It should be, okay, well, your tip is, you know, $5 flat, you know, whatever, for every, unless you have a whole bunch of different people at a table or something, then that's a different thing. And, you know, she's really taking good care of you type of deal, or, you know, whatever. But because they go by the amount of your food is to me, is silly. And that's just how I feel. And that's the way that I feel about these. I feel like, you know, okay, like this LeBron James card, you know, it's like a $30 card or whatever, you know. Anything under like $100 to them is going to be costing the same amount to grade. Or maybe it's under like 500. I'm not sure. It'll tell you on the website if you go on there and check it out. And it asks you what you think the estimated value of a card is. Obviously, they know what the values of the cards are because they're in that business and they know. You're not going to be able to get away with sending in a Mickey Mantle 1952 Topps card and say, oh, the value's $100, you know. They're not stupid. They're going to say, well, according to this chart and my naked eye, you know, view of the card, they're going to say, you know, well, we're going to charge you like a few $1,000s to grade this card because it's worth so much. If you don't want to pay that, then we're not going to grade it, you know. And that's what would happen in a situation like that. And I just don't think that's right. I think that, you know, if you have a really high value dark card like that, then you should pay the same amount as any other card, because just because that card's worth more does not mean that you should have to pay more to have the same service done, if that makes any sense. So anyway, that's just my opinion. And yep, so anyways, thanks to you guys for watching and taking the time out to watch the video and hear me out and stuff. And I hope that I helped you guys out with card grading and you know, what to look for and what to buy. And, you know, hopefully if you decide that you want to send cards in to get them graded for yourself, hopefully you choose the right company. Right now, in the year 2019, this is the right company, SGC. Nothing against Beckett, they just charge you too much to grade cards. And I think they are a little tougher on the grading scale. I think they're just a little too tough. I'm going to stop right there and say thank you very much. And like I said, please like, comment, subscribe and stuff. And I appreciate you guys. And God bless. And happy hunting out there. And have a nice day. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.